When running a reverse osmosis plant, you might spend your days trying to lock your pH right at 7.5 or fighting to keep alkalinity exactly at 100. But industrial water doesn't care about the static ranges printed in textbooks. Hitting those arbitrary numbers doesn't actually guarantee your system is safe. Water really only communicates through one specific metric, the Langelier Saturation Index, or LSI. By the end of this tutorial, you will know exactly how to calculate your system's LSI, allowing you to stop rapid membrane fouling before it shuts down your plant. To follow along, you only need three things: a recent feed water lab report, a standard LSI chart, and a basic calculator. Standardizing your operations around LSI provides the technical oversight required to prevent premature membrane failure and stabilize plant performance. To understand LSI, we first look at saturation. This represents the chemical equilibrium point, an LSI of 0.0, where the water is perfectly balanced and neither forming scale nor dissolving it. If you stir sugar into a glass of water, it dissolves easily at first, but eventually the water hits its absolute carrying capacity. It cannot hold any more, and the excess sugar begins to crystallize and settle at the bottom of the glass. This exact same saturation limit applies to the dissolved minerals inside your industrial RO system. When your feed water becomes oversaturated with minerals like calcium, those minerals fall out of solution and form rock-hard scale directly on your sensitive RO membranes. Membrane scaling is an inevitable physical reaction that triggers the exact second your water can no longer hide its dissolved minerals. There is a critical variable that alters how much material your water can carry: temperature. If you want to dissolve more sugar, you heat the water up, but calcium carbonate acts in exact reverse. Calcium dissolves much more easily in cold water than it does in hot water. This means that as your feed water temperature drops, the chemical balance shifts, and your risk of calcium scale actually increases, completely altering your LSI. A sudden seasonal cold snap can turn perfectly balanced feed water into a membrane choking hazard overnight, even if your chemical dosing stays exactly the same. Let's look at a real-world scenario. Imagine your plant experiences a massive hardness spike. Your lab report shows an actual pH of 7.5, a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, TDS at 3,000 parts per million, alkalinity at 200, and calcium hardness spiking to 2,600. This chart shows the standard LSI factors for those variables. We translate raw numbers into numerical values, or factors, using this grid. Looking at the chart, our TDS reading of 3,000 translates to a factor of 0.25. Next, we find our temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, which gives us a factor of 2.0. Finally, our 2,600 ppm calcium hardness provides a factor of 3.01, and our 200 ppm alkalinity yields a factor of 2.30. Converting your raw lab data into these universal chemical factors is the necessary step to reveal your water's true scaling potential. Now we use the foundational formula. LSI equals the actual pH minus the saturation pH. To find that saturation pH, we simply add our four extracted factors together. 0.25 plus 2 plus 3.01 plus 2.30 gives us a saturation pH of 6.24. We then take our actual measured pH of 7.5 and subtract our new saturation pH of 6.24. This leaves us with a final LSI score of positive 1.26. This gauge shows our result relative to that 0.0 equilibrium point. A score of positive 1.26 represents a massive swing towards scale formation. This indicates a severe scaling tendency. If this water hits your RO membrane, it will choke the system in a matter of days. To neutralize this threat, you must immediately increase your acid dosing to lower the actual pH, or adjust your antiscalant levels until that LSI score drops back down towards 0. Calculating this index gives you a precise mathematical target to fix incoming water threats, replacing the habit of guessing with your chemical doses. You now know how to stop guessing at chemical ranges and start executing precise LSI mathematics. This skill ensures confident, proactive protection of your expensive RO membranes from hidden scaling damage. To get started, download the Standard LSI chart using the link in the video description below. If you found this tutorial helpful, subscribe to Plantpedia for more advanced industrial water treatment guides. And if you have specific RO troubleshooting doubts or unique plant variables, leave them in the comment section so we can help. Mastering these calculations replaces operational hope with mathematical certainty.